That was quick, wasn't it? That's kind of a weird laugh. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your 2019 NFL Week 10. Where's the time gone? Edition of your Chiseled Adonis pre-game analysis show. I am the host, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. More importantly, we're halfway through the season. More than halfway through the season. Damn it, it's November already. Why is time moving so fast? I'm excited for football, but I'm not ready for football to leave. Alright, we have less football ahead than we do in the past. I'm not happy about that. Alright, we're at the halfway mark. But not really. I mean, well, if you count in the preseason, then I guess it is accurate. But if you discount the preseason, you just look towards the postseason, the 7 remaining weeks in the regular season, or 8 actually, because 10, 11, 12, we're not counting right now, to get up to the postseason. We still got a little bit more football to come, but it's moving too fast. Alright? For some of you teams, this is it. Season's more than halfway done. Pack your bags. Clear out the stadium. Season over! But we ain't talking about that right now. Okay, this fixing to be quick because we got 6 teams on a bye week, 13 games lined up. And remember, tonight on Hot Mic, I will be doing commentary on the Gruden Grinders taking on the And Now Go Chargers Go. Look at the description, look at the top pin comment. I got the links there. Click the download link. Use the promo code Adonis. Get you the app and tune in. I'm going to simulcast it on YouTube in a few hours, or I should say an hour, because game started about like 8:15. I think it's 6:08 right now. Whatever the case may be, this is probably going to be up by about, let's say 6:57. Whatever the case is, you fixing to tune in tonight. Now, let's break down exactly what's going to transpire. Thursday Night Football, I'm covering it. You got the Chargers taking on the Raiders in Oakland. This is going to be interesting. Both these teams desperate, hungry, need a win. However, Derek Carr been balling the last 5 games. I think Los Angeles still can walk away with this. Why? I don't trust Oakland's corners. I feel like Keenan Allen's going to have a game on the road. All right, that Chargers defense, they're not going to be able to get to Derek Carr like that because that offensive line for the Raiders has been balling. But I think for some apparent reason, because the Chargers were able to slow down that high-powered Green Bay offense, I think they're going to be able to replicate that same sort of production. They're going to slow down Josh Jacobs. They're going to slow down Derek Vehicle. They're not going to let him do what he used to doing these past 5 games. Probably mess around and walk away with the W. I'm rolling with the Chargers to win this game on the road. Not to say the Raiders ain't going to play bad, but I think the Chargers just going to play exceptional to the point in which the Raiders score some of the time, Chargers score all of the time. Not to say it's going to be a shootout, not to say it's going to be a blowout, because I do think the defenses are going to be prevalent. I think there's going to be one of them games that end like 27-20, one of those games that end like 24-20, 24-17, whatever the case is. I'm rolling with the Chargers to win this game on the road and get back to 500. And now go Chargers, go. I got them for the W. Next, we got the Lions taking on the Bears. All right, Lions going on the road to Soldier Field, the Windy City, taking on those Chicago Bears. I would have loved to say I'm choosing the Lions to win this game. I would have loved to say that, Matthew Stafford going to go on the road, NFC North battle, walk into Chicago after Chicago continuing to struggle and walk out with a W. But I think Chicago going to bounce back. I think that defense going to put some points on the board, whether it's a pick 6, fumble recovery, safety, whatever the case is. I think they're going to get it done. Offensively, I think their running attack is going to be far too much for the Lions to overcome. That's going to give a lot of, comfortability to Mitch Trubisky to just go out there and sling the ball. I think Allen Robinson's going to have a very good game. I think Mitch is going to have a good game, maybe a 300-yard outing. I think they're going to get it done. I expect Matthew Stafford to probably throw a pick. He's been playing good. He's been playing solid. But the lack of the running game, I do not think anybody's going to be running the football effectively for Detroit. That's going to cause them having to pass the ball a lot. And the longer you drop into pass coverage for that offensive line, it's only a matter of time before Khalil Mack makes his presence felt. More importantly, you got those all-pros in the secondary. If you got to throw the ball about 50 times against them, it's only a matter of time before they go and get you. Whether that's Kyle Fuller, Eddie Jackson, Clinton Dix, whoever the hell it is, Prince Amukamara, somebody fixing to catch an end zone, catch an interception, take it to the end zone. I'm rolling with the Bears to win this one at home. Ravens taking on the Bengals. Trap game. AJ Green's returning from injury. He's well known as that Ravens killer. Now granted, he has half of the games he balls against the Ravens, other half, Other half, not so much, but his presence is always felt. However, Andy Dalton ain't playing. Who's starting for him? Zach Taylor making his very first start. If I was, the Bengals, I probably would have benched Dalton. I would have let Dalton finish the whole season, but hey, you got a young quarterback and let him get an opportunity on the field. I still feel in my soul the Cincinnati Bengals can mess around and pull off this upset. Granted, Baltimore did just beat New England. They did just smack New England. They're looking very dangerous. But, as I always say, every team has a trap game. Every team can look magnificent and then mess around and lay an egg. More importantly, this is a divisional game. I don't know how many times I got to keep saying it. Check the resume between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. These games are always close. Don't matter what your record is. Doesn't matter what you did the last week. Don't matter what stars you got on the field. These games is always close because both these teams know each other. More importantly for the Ravens, you got injuries on the left-hand side of the line. Left tackle, I cannot remember his name. He's hurt, still might play, questionable. Marshall Yonder, he's hurt, he still might play. But dealing with that defensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals, they don't have by any means anything that you should write down on the bulletin and worry about defensively, but you still got Atkins, you still got Dunlap. These guys are ballers. They're going to try to get after the quarterback at any time they see any form of weakness up front. If they can get penetration, this game will be unfortunate for Baltimore. I'm not going to pick against the Ravens. I'm going to say the Ravens going to win because Cincinnati's defense is absolutely abysmal. They are as a 6, as a 7, as a 8, as a 9 when it comes to trying to stop anybody. But Lamar Jackson, he's going to have himself a game, but I think he's going to have some butterfingers. I think he might turn that football over. I'm choosing the Ravens to win, but if they lose, I would not be surprised. This is not a slight on Baltimore. This is not a slight on Baltimore because I know Ravens fan. He's a Squealers fan. He wants to see them lose. He's a hater, bro. No, I'm just saying. It's a divisional matchup. You never know what can transpire. These games are always close. Baltimore beat them the first game, but damn it, it was close. It never felt as if they were just running away with the victory. Cincinnati, they could have possibly pulled off an upset, but they ran out of time. They did cut it down to, I believe it was 3. They lost by 4. It was a touchdown or 3 points. Whatever the case may be, I'm picking Baltimore to win. But if Cincinnati mess around and win the game, I'm not surprised. That's all I'm saying. Next, the Browns taking on the Bills in Cleveland. This is an intriguing game. This is a very intriguing game because I want to say that I'm going to choose the Bills to win this game because initially that's what I chose. But for some apparent reason, I feel as if the Browns may be able to get this together there or at home. The Bills coming on the road. You can run the football against the Browns, so that's a big benefit for the Bills. But if they take that run game away, do I trust Josh Allen to make the appropriate throws to win this game in Cleveland? I don't. I think Cleveland gets back on track. Well, I can't even say they get back on track because they dropped a number of games. Cleveland finds the train station, gets themselves a W. I don't expect Baker Mayfield to go out there and ball. Nick Chubb's going to have a tough task ahead of him because Buffalo's defense is no slouch, and especially because they're going to look at it like, yo, if Nick Chubb gets going, that takes the pressure off of Mayfield to go out there and perform. We shut down Chubb. We want Mayfield to beat us. That's probably what the Bills, philosophy is going to be coming into this game. Shut down their run, force Baker to throw because the more Baker throws, the more he has a propensity to throw an interception. However, Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry are itching. More importantly, OBJ is itching to have a sensational game. It's been some time. I think they're going to force feed him the ball, and I think he's going to make some plays. I got the Browns winning at home. I'd love to say, hey, it can go either way, but I don't know. Right now, I'm feeling it in my spirit. I got the Browns winning this game. Next, the Panthers traveling to take on the Packers. This is going to be a very good game. However, Christian McCaffrey's a little bit banged up. He missed practice, something with his knee. So I'm not sure how things will transpire moving forward. I'm hoping, well, then again, he's not going to miss the game. I don't think anybody's listed as doubtful. It's mostly just questionable along the line. So there's a bunch of people who's banged up. Coming on the road, Carolina going to Green Bay into Lambeau to take on these Packers after a very tough loss against the Chargers. I'm choosing the Packers to win. I think they're going to get it done. across the board, special teams, defense, offense. I don't think there's going to be a situation in which the Panthers, make it seem as if they're going to win the game. Maybe the first quarter, they might have it. Maybe the first quarter. But I don't expect Aaron Rodgers back-to-back weeks to not have a good game. I don't expect the running backs to do anything. I don't expect Aaron Jones to go out there and murk people on the ground, or Jamal Williams and murk people on the ground. It could happen, but I'm rolling with Aaron Rodgers. That bad man at home, he's something different at Lambeau. I think he shreds that defense. A convincing win for the Packers, man. A convincing win. And if they get up by 2 scores and they start blitzing, I don't know how Kyle Allen's going to deal with that, man. I think he's going to turn the football over at least 2 times. Whether that be 1 fumble, 2 fumbles, 1 INT, 1 fumble, 2 INTs, whatever the case may be, he's fixing to turn the football over. I'm choosing the Packers to win this game at home. Falcons taking on the Saints. Is there any question? Matt Ryan's coming back. He might be playing. They said it's questionable. They're not too sure. He's limited in practice. Upset. Oh, no, I'm lying with you. I'm not playing. Saints fans, I'm sorry. I apologize about the past week choosing against you guys. Y'all about to murder these damn Falcons. I have no faith in the Falcons winning. It'd be crazy if they win in overtime. But I have no faith in the Falcons winning this game. None whatsoever. There's no reason why Alvin Shinsuke Nakamura is returning from injury. They're coming off of a bye week. They're well rested. They are healthy. They're coming out. They're going to shellac the goddamn Falcons. There's going to be a whole lot of clips of Matt Ryan screaming, "Fuck!" He's going to not be having a good time. Rolling with the Saints to win this game. You don't really need to break it down like that. I expect Julio Jones to have a sensational game, but outside of him, Falcons ain't doing nothing. They got virtually no run game. They can't protect the passer whatsoever. Quarterback play, Matt Sharp did throw for over 400 yards at one point, but that ain't enough to get a doggone W, and they started slow damn near every single time. Story of the Falcons season has been, if they have the lead, they can't hold it. If they don't got the lead, they suck at catching up. That is basically it. And when they start looking like they're going to catch up, they run out of time. This just been a terrible season for the Falcons, man. I'm rolling with the Saints to win this game. Yes, it's an NFC South matchup. Yes, divisional game in which anything can go either way, but I just don't see it for the Falcons, man. I don't see it. Rolling with the Saints and Drew Brees is Jesus to get the job done. And they're going to tear up that secondary. Michael Thomas going to have himself a huge game. And more importantly, who's the slot receiver? I'm thinking of a slot receiver. I'm forgetting his name. Slot receiver for the Saints. If you have him on your fantasy team, you might want to start him. Not Taysom Hill. It's the other guy. It's the other guy. He gets the ball in his hands a lot. Am I thinking Ted Ginn? Maybe I'm thinking Ted Ginn. There's a lot of him in the slot. Not too sure. All I know is that there's going to be a second or third receiver for the Saints that's going to have himself a game. I'd start whoever the hell is not Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is going to have a good game too. But that slot receiver, Drew Brees, might mess around and throw for 400. Or Alvin Shinsuke Nakamura might just have over 200 all-purpose. Whatever the case is, the Saints winning this doggone game. Next, Giants taking on the Jets. Battle for MetLife Stadium. 2 bad teams. Now, the Jets have looked absolutely abysmal. However, the Giants haven't really looked better. I don't know. This one really can go either way. Not sure who's going to be watching it. I don't know where I feel on this game, honestly. I'd say the X factor is the running backs for both of these teams. Because I believe both of these running backs can go over 150 yards all-purpose. I think this is going to be one of them games that at the end NFL film is going to be like, for running backs, this was one of those sensational games. It'll remind me of 2009, Chris Johnson and the Titans taking on Maurice Jones-Drew and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think both of these running backs are going to steal the show, and it's going to be all about them. However, got to roll with the Giants. I feel like they got better quarterback play at this point in the season. Sam Darnold doesn't even have the confidence to go out there and sling the ball effectively. More importantly, the team doesn't necessarily seem to look as if they believe in this man. I'm rolling with the Giants to win this game, but I expect both running backs to have a sensational masterclass performance. Rolling with the Giants to win this game, though. Cardinals taking on the Buccaneers in Tampa. Oh, boy. Wow. Cardinals coming off a very tough loss on Thursday Night Football against the 49ers. The Bucs coming off a very tough loss against Seattle in the late game on Sunday in OT. I don't expect the Bucs to replicate the same sort of performance because every single time they've had a great performance this season, they've backed it up with a shit show. The Cardinals have been somewhat consistent, at least staying in games outside of what happened in New Orleans a couple weeks back. I'm rolling with the Cardinals to win this game, man. I just think Kyler Murray, he's going to make plays. That offensive line for the Cardinals, they need to protect because Shaquille Barrett has been quiet for some time. It's only a matter of time before he starts to rampage once again. I'm not sure when that'll happen. Perhaps this is the game to do it. On the ground, I kind of like running backs against the Bucs, although it hasn't appeared to be, they out here murdering. Chris Carson running for over 100 yards, although he's one of the better running backs. I think Kenyon Drake can mess around and replicate that same sort of performance. So who knows? But I'm rolling with the Cardinals to win this game on the road in Tampa Bay. And Patrick Peterson, it's high time he goes and makes a play. I think he's going to make one, maybe even take one to the house, whether it's a fumble recovery or an INT against Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston going to do what he do best. That's the Eli Manning challenge. Turn the damn on football over. All right? I said damn on football over. Throw the doggone football over. Whatever the case is, I got the Cardinals winning on the road. Chiefs taking on the Titans in Tennessee. Rolling with the Chiefs to win this game. I'm still not sure what's going to be happening at quarterback if they're coming back with Patrick Mahomes. There's no word thus far. Matt Moore, he's still looking solid. More importantly, Tyreek Hill, I'm not sure who the hell on the Tennessee Titans is going to guard this man, because if I see Malcolm Butler line up with him one-on-one, game over. Just throw it deep. Homie can't keep up with him. He's going to get mossed by a man who's 5'3". Okay, I expect to see the Chiefs come out and win. More importantly, they just need to take care of the football, because they turn the football over, they're fixing to lose. I think maybe 3 consecutive games, they put the ball on the ground, they fumble. So they got to figure out a way to take care of that football. All right. So for the Titans, though, they need to protect. They must protect, because if Ryan Tannehill is under duress all day and he doesn't get the proper protection, this is going to be a slaughter. All right. They don't want to go out there and get slaughtered. You need to incorporate Derrick Henry. You got to get him going. If he's over 80 yards, I think the Titans have a chance to win, but I don't expect to see him get that kind of production. Choosing the Chiefs to win this game in Tennessee. I'm sorry, Titans fans. I'm sorry. More importantly, every time I choose against them, or I should say most of the time I choose against the Tennessee Titans, they mess around, step up to the challenge, and they go out there and ball. So who knows? They might mess around and win, but I'm choosing them to lose. Rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. Dolphins taking on the Colts. Oh boy, I really don't care who's playing quarterback. I think the Colts got this game in the bag. I don't expect that offensive line not to operate while they're at home. They gave up 5 sacks last week against Pittsburgh. I don't expect to see that happen once again. Jacoby Brissett is limited in practice. If he's not able to go, you're going to see Brian Hoyer have to start. I'm not really too worried, because Hoyer's a seasoned vet. He plays this game. He plays it effectively. You saw 3 TDs last week. So I expect him to go out there, if he's the starter, and play good football. More importantly, this will be the Marlon Mack show. If you got him on your fantasy, start him. If you don't got him, trade for him. 150 yards on the ground. That's his floor. I expect this man to have at least a 50-yard touchdown or something. All right. The Dolphins coming off a very, very good win. First win of the season. The buck stops here, at least for this week. All right, don't see them going out there replicating the same sort of performance. More importantly, they played against a terrible Jets team that has zero confidence. You're playing against a Colts team trying to keep pace with those Texans, coming off a very tough loss. That offensive line feeling as if they let their team down from allowing Jacoby Brissett to get hurt. They're going to be firing on all cylinders, and more importantly, like I said, Marlon Mack going to be playing that Mark Morrison return of the Mack, going into the end zone at least twice over 150 yards. You book it. You got that directly from me, and more importantly, Vinatieri makes all his doggone kicks. I'm rolling with the Colts to win this game at home. Next, Cowboys taking on the Vikings at home. Sunday Night Football. Adam Thielen, he did leave the game last week with a hamstring. I'm not sure what his availability is going to be. Everybody knows when you're a receiver, you're running all doggone day, you need your hamstrings. I'm rubbing my hamstring right now. That's why you got to understand the visualization, all right? Now, on the ground, Dalvin Cook, I expect him to go out there and not do the same sort of production that he's done throughout the season. Why? Because Dallas will stack the box. This game will look very similar to what transpired last year against New Orleans. They're going to contain that running back. They're not going to let the dreadlock powers run rampant. They're going to shut down the run game of Minnesota and force Kirk family member to go out there and perform. Now, here's where things get tough. Last week, we saw Stephon Diggs walk in the Arrowhead and only have 4 yards. This cannot happen. He's got to get back to what he did for 3 consecutive weeks prior to against Kansas City, where he was straight up balling. And if he cannot do that, the Vikings won't win. The Vikings won't win. This is a tough matchup for Kirk Cousins, because every time he plays against a quote-unquote good quarterback, he always struggles. This season, he started to right those woes, at least at the beginning of October up until now. He's actually played very solid. I would expect him to do the same thing. I don't want to say I need him to. That ain't my quarterback. But he's got to go out there and sling it, because they're going to take away that run game. They're not going to allow Dalvin Cook to beat them. So offensively, it's on the shoulders of Kirk family member Cousins to go find his guys and get stuff done. Kyle Rudolph, this game is for you, because I expect this man to be open often. I expect this man to get the ball into his hands. I'm talking at least 7 receptions, over 80 yards. He mess around and have 2 touchdowns by himself. Defensively, game plan, stop Zeke. Stop Zeke. Cooper appears to be healthy once again, so he's going to play this game. Once again, he was a little bit banged up. Zeke, I expect him to have a decent game. He doesn't need to get over 100 yards. If he gets 70 yards on the ground, 45 yards through the air, but sets up third and manageable, second and short, those sort of situations, the Cowboys will be in business. All Dak Prescott needs is between third and inches to 3rd and 4, and he's a hell of a quarterback. Give him 3rd and 5 through 3rd and long, you're going to have a bad time. So all Zeke got to do is get about 120 yards all purpose, whether that's 80 rushing, 40 through the air, or 80 and 40 the opposite way, or 60 and 60, whatever the case is. If you can set up 3rd and manageable, they'll mess around and win this game. I believe the game pace will be very similar to what we saw last year when New Orleans took on Dallas. But I'm rolling with the Cowboys to win this game on Sunday Night Football. Then the Seattle Seahawks traveling to take on the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. This is the game in which the 49ers lose. Seattle and San Francisco always have very good games. NFC West matchup, Russell Wilson, porn star Jimmy G, Chris Carson against Matt Breida, and also Tevin Coleman, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Emmanuel Sanders, and everybody else that comes and plays receiver for the 49ers. I was going to say Dante Pettis, but he's not on the same ball with everybody else. But you got to mention Emmanuel Sanders. That man's a dog, all right? I expect these offenses to play very well. But the name of the game will be that offensive line for the Seattle Seahawks, trying to contain that defense of the 49ers. Because offensively, I expect Russell Wilson to do the Russell Wilson magic out there. But if Nick Bosa gets going, you're going to have a bad time. And more importantly, this is Seattle, and Richard Sherman's on the other side. So you know he's going to be firing on all cylinders. If Russell Wilson throws up those magician passes that he always is inclined to, that somehow finds his way to receiver, I think Richard Sherman has seen it enough times in practice, seen it enough times during season, seen it enough times in his career to where he'll know where it's going and he'll pick it off. Believe me, he recognizes the formations that these guys are running over there, and he'll let the defense know. So ultimately, if that offensive line don't block and Russell Wilson don't got time, it's clipped. I'm rolling with the 49ers to win this game. But I have the San Francisco 49ers losing. If that offensive line don't block, you might as well switch that pick. But if that offensive line block for Russell Wilson, they going to win this game. I'm choosing in my spirit. I got the Seattle Seahawks winning this game. But if this man is under duress all day, that pick fixing to change. But I got them winning, all right? I'm rolling with the upset alert. There will be no undefeated teams. Hey, 72 Dolphins, bust out that wine. Take a sip. You can slip once more knowing that you are the only undefeated team in NFL history. With the 2007 New England Patriots, they got Giants, all right? They got Eli Manning, all right? They got helmet catched, all right? They got Plaxico Burress, all right? They got scheme, all right? But regardless, choose San Francisco 49ers to lose this game and no longer be undefeated. And last but not least, Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Los Angeles Rams. And let me just say this, all right? First off, Ramon Foster, left guard. James Conner, starting running back. Who knows if they're going to be able to, their availability is going to be there for this particular game. It's necessary that they're there, especially Ramon Foster, because you got Aaron Donald and his boys coming to town. You must be able to block. If Mason Rudolph is continuing to do this game of, I'm throwing intermediate passes, you're going to have a bad time. You're going to have a very bad time. I don't like the linebacking core of the Los Angeles Rams. That secondary, now having Jalen Ramsey out there, expect Juju Smith-Schuster to do nothing. And whatever the case is, Jalen always plays his best football against Pittsburgh. Now, I don't know if it's against Ben Roethlisberger or if it's just Pittsburgh regardless, but I expect Juju to not even be existent in this particular game. Hell, he hasn't really been existent this season because they haven't really geared the offense toward him. If Big Ben was there, they would have probably got the ball into his hands much more often. But because he's not, Mason Rudolph is limited due to play calling for some apparent reason. I don't expect to see Juju get his fantasy points up, his production up, or his score total up on the season. But this is solely on the offensive line. If they can open up those lanes to run the football, Pittsburgh will win this game. But if they can't and they have to rely on the pass, it's over. The Rams is walking away with the W. Cooper Kupp had 220 yards receiving last time we saw this man on the football field. What does that mean? Somebody has got to cover him. Do I expect that to happen from Joe Hayden? Well, he's probably not going to because Cooper Kupp lines up from the slot. So, Minka Fitzpatrick, that's on you. But we saw this man, past 5 games. He had 4 interceptions. He took one to the house last week. That's something that needs to be noted. So, can Jared Goff, or Jared, I look like Ryan Gosling Goff, not be a liability and turn the football over? We saw the Rams struggle earlier in the season. They've since righted their woes. They righted their wrongs, and now they're playing better football. Also, on the ground, can Todd Gurley get going? Have you felt as if Todd Gurley has had a game this season where you're like, yo, that's Todd Gurley out there? This hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. Probably like one or twice. But 1 or 2 times, 1 or twice. But he's got to get going. Because if it's just the Jared Goff show, I think Pittsburgh can take advantage, especially with that pass rush. But Dupree and TJ Watt are playing exceptional football. All right? This game can go either way. It literally can go either way. I think the Rams are going to mess around and win. My bias, and me being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, wants to choose Pittsburgh. But honestly, this can go either way. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the Rams and winning this game realistically. But my heart still tells me Pittsburgh. So I'm rolling with Pittsburgh. But I would not be surprised if the Rams walk away with the W. But regardless, that has been my picks for your 2019 NFL Week 10 pregame analysis show. Let me just run down the list once more and inform you who it is that I chose. And you make sure you write in the comment section who you think is going to win. First and foremost, Thursday Night Football, Raiders taking on the Chargers. Got the Chargers winning. Lions traveling to Soldier Field to take on the Bears. I got the Bears bouncing back, getting themselves a W. Ravens taking on the Bengals. Ooh, could be upset alert. I'm not surprised if the Bengals come away with the W. But I'm choosing the Baltimore Ravens to win this game. Bills taking on the Browns. The Browns gonna find them way. They're gonna find their way to the train station. They may not be back on track, but they're gonna be somewhere near the train tracks. Is the train coming? Who knows? Is it going to be an L train or a W? All I know is they're going to be in the train station. Rolling with the Browns to win this doggone game. Panthers taking on the Packers. Well, yeah, I hope you're not lactose intolerant because there's going to be a whole lot of cheese in that end zone. Choosing the doggone Packers to win this damn game. Falcons taking on the Saints. Oh, and the Saints go marching into the W train. This is going to be terrible for the Falcons. They're going to be looking like utter trash, all right? Take out your nutsacks. Douse it in beignets. Douse it in gator meat and just rub it all over any sort of flying animal. Because that's what's going to be happening to those goddamn Falcons. They fixing to lose, rolling with the Saints to win this game. Giants taking on the Jets. Well, Goliath is going to be out here fighting. And there's never been a person in the world named David. It's going to be a victory for the damn Giants. They going and they, taking down the damn Jets. I'd say throwing the Jets, but the Jets ain't been kings or anything since 1968. Shout out to you, Broadway Joe. Next, the Chiefs taking on the Titans. It's going to be looking like an attack on Titan because the Titans fixing to lose. I got them Kansas City Chiefs walking into Tennessee, drinking a whole lot of whiskey. Chris Stapleton's going to be sitting there like, man, this is some bullshit. As the Chiefs walk away with a W. Cardinals taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Well, these Pirates ain't going to be finding the One Piece. They ain't going to be finding nothing. Only thing they're going to be finding is a doggone L because those Cardinals going to come walk in and walk out with a W. Kyler, are you bigger than a 5th grader? Well, evidently he is, and that win column going to be a little bit bigger as well. Then Dolphins traveling to Indianapolis taking on the Colts. I don't think these are Dolphins have enough to play horseshoe with the doggone Colts. I got the Colts winning this game. It's going to be looking like South Park as fuck you. A Dolphin got the Colts winning. at home. Vikings taking on the Cowboys. God damn it, Vikings. I feel like there will be no Viking experience for some apparent reason. Those Cowboys, straight out of the movie Tombstone, gonna be shooting the sheriffs and walking away with a W. All hail the Red Sash. Got the Dallas Cowboys winning. Seahawks taking on the 49ers. Well, you might as well stop doing math right now. Those 49ers fixing to lose, and those goddamn Pelicans gonna walk away with the W. Got the Seahawks, and finally Steelers taking on the Rams. Well, damn it, there ain't gonna be no Bulls out here walking away with the W. Nobody who got horns on their head gonna be winning, because I got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning at home. And this has been your 2019 NFL Week 10 post-game analysis show. I am the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the Chiseled Adonis. I am headed to the Shadow Realm. You tune in tonight for my live commentary only on Hot Mic. Click the links in the description, click the links in the top pinned comment, and get you a download and tune in to hear the Chiseled Adonis live on commentary. To the Shadow Realm I go.